This event connected thousands of people to emerging and established Jewish artists. AIB met up with the Afro-Semitic Experience, co-founded by an African-American jazz pianist and a Jewish-American jazz bassist. This group uses its members' rich cultural heritage to produce incredibly soulful sounds.
The rhythm is kept by the hi-hat, and deep bass lines are accompanied by the soulful words and stories of the diaspora.
I'm on the road, I'm on the road, I'm on that road to get my soul. I'm on the road, I'm on the road, I'm on that road to heal my soul.
Warren sings about the journey to spiritual healing and completeness.
Afro-Semitic Experience speaks directly to the idea that David as a Jewish person and I as an African American, we share some things that are in common in our struggles to determine our lives. And where we come from, our people have experienced many different kinds of discrimination, forms of segregation and subjugation, things that sort of put us into the other category and allow people to say that we weren't worthy of what it meant to be fully human. And we've had to fight in one way or another.
Certainly their heritage reveal commonalities, but bassist David Shevin sees their connection more in the present.
I think at one time I would have played up our differences, but really in music we're brothers. We have a certain kinship in the music that we're passionate about and the way that we want to make music together. And I think as a Jewish person and an African American person, there's something wonderfully symbolic for others to see in it. But when I see him, I see someone who understands the music that I love too and can interpret it with me in a way that almost no one else can.
The way it works is the fact that we have found a way to be friends and make music together. And then we continue to expand upon this by inviting our friends to make music with us. And we try to travel to places where we meet like-minded people and hopefully meet some people who aren't like us so that we can share about what makes us feel good and what makes us feel positive in the world.
Sharing what brings them joy is working. They have fans from across the globe.
The type of music that we play is so very difficult to describe. The guys that we're with are people that I've sort of had a bond with in one way or another for almost 20 years. I've known David since about 1996, and with him, we started as a duo, this particular project. And it's an amazing thing. I think at that time I was very much anti this, anti that, in a quiet way, but I was definitely not about to be the poster child of integration. But the songs were great. The tunes that he was showing me were really something special and a lot I could do with musically. So I decided to stick with it. And it's sort of grown over time because, David is a man that he just keeps expanding. No matter what it is, if he's really into it, he's just going to expand. And so we've been together now in different conglomerations or configurations for some 16 years.
Well, we've been very fortunate because communities all over have responded very positively to what we're doing. And as we've grown as a band, we found new ways to express that in our music. So that when we started out, we weren't just playing jazz, we were playing bits of klezmer, bits of church spirituals, church hymns, synagogue hymns, and finding ways to bring that all together. And as we do that more and more, we find ways to do it with even our own original music so that it all comes together.
Our integrity is that we have absorbed the culture of our people, and we're bringing it together, and we're sharing this. This can happen, and this is something that can happen with not only Afro-Semitic people, or people who are African and people who are Semitic, but all kinds of people. People who are Catholic and people who are Protestant, people who are Protestant and who are Islamic, people who are Islamic and Buddhist. For heaven's sake, it can happen. Why not? Of course, I mean, we also got along as good friends. You know, we shared jokes together, and he's a real funny guy, and I guess he appreciates my humor as well. So I think that's really where it starts, is that we were good friends before we got into this, and we wanted to let that aspect of our friendship become, well, emblematic.
Each year, AIB